Hello, hello. Hey guys, how are we going? Are we on for sound? Are we on for visuals? Is it all looking okay? I'm trying a new camera setup out today, and so there may be a little bit of time lag, it may be a little bit of latency, and hopefully the mic is on. There should be a tap in a minute. Hopefully that's working, that microphone's on. So if that's all good, maybe one of you guys out there can let me know you can hear me fine. How you going, Mark? Good to see you, my friend. Mark's one of my students out there, one of my recent students. We've had 2 lessons together, and he's kicking butt, playing some guitar solos now. So, but today we're going to be looking at fingerstyle, right? So I'll come back, so I'm talking to you. So today we're going to be looking at fingerstyle, and I've been teaching fingerstyle lately, especially with the last video. Looks and sounds good. Hey, thank you, Magic. Awesome, you are magic. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of teaching with the fingerstyle pattern lately, and so a few things are popping up with the students that I've been having online. So the Skype lessons I've been doing, they've been trying the pattern out and loving it, but there's usually a few places where people have problems with this pattern. So the Travis picking pattern is the one I'm talking about with my last video. So I thought we'd do a little bit of a primer on that and a bit of a review, and make sure we get right into how we play that pattern. So I'm in normal tuning, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and break this down for you. I'll try and find a good little spot for the camera so we can get right into it, because this is the hand we're concerned with right here, guys, the right hand, okay? So let me get a good little view of that going on. So here's my right hand, hopefully not too much reflection. Now this is the Travis picking that I'm doing right here, okay? And I'll try and do different angles for you. I'll show you from this angle, and I'll sort of scoot around and show you, hopefully as cool as possible, and you'll get a little bit of reflection every now and again. But we're going to do the Travis picking, okay? So if I do a C chord in my left hand, just a basic C, we're just going to go. It's a slow version of it. Really hard to see it from that angle, isn't it? So if I go from here, you'll start seeing. So I've already done a thing on this. So if you've already seen this pattern before and you've got it nailed, that's no problem. You can just move on. But I'm going to show you some cool ways of doing this pattern as we go as well, okay? So what we've got here with the right hand is I've got my thumb forward, and sometimes I've got my palm, my wrist, sitting on the guitar. You can see that, guys? Sitting right up there. So, and that gives me a nice solid background for my picking. Now another option is little finger. Mark Knopfler does this. He has his little finger like this, just like a little finger like dangling down there, and then he just does a style, and sometimes he has 2 fingers like that. Because the thing with this style is, and I'm going to go back so I can talk to your face. Yeah. So the thing with the style is you're only going to need 2 fingers and your thumb, and you've got the Travis picking going on. Now I'm just going to do a little session of a whole bunch of stuff using exactly that pattern, this pattern here, and then we'll get into all the problems that we have. That's the pattern we're going to do. So if it was a G, if I do an A minor. So now I'm going to do a whole bunch of things. Now that pattern, I'm going to keep it as strict as possible, but I'm just going to play a whole bunch of really nice chords with it, okay? So let's see how we go. I'm going to move it over here a bit more. It's not so pretty. Okay. just using the same pattern. Now a bit faster. Okay, a little bit show-offy, Mark. Yeah, I know, a little bit show-offy. But it's so cool what you can do with that pattern. So I'm sorry I'm going to be talking guitar and people down here. So the thing with this pattern is, the most important thing is actually the thumb. So we know about the thumb being forward because of the last video that we did. So left hand, all I'm going to do is we're going to stick between an A minor and a C just because it's simple to start with, okay? So an A minor, let's start with an A minor on the left hand. So the right hand picking pattern. All I want you to do, guys, if you're struggling with this, we can go through this together. This is really cool. So what we're going to do is your thumb's going to be in charge of two strings, the 5th string and the 4th string. And all I want you to do right now is literally do it as if you're going to hitchhike. You're going to stick your thumb in the air like this. We're going to put our thumb on the guitar, maybe your palm on the guitar or your finger on the guitar, depending on which way you like to do that. And I just want you to go thumb, thumb. So we're going 5th string, 4th string, 5th string, 4th string, 5th string, 4th. Just try that with me, guys. Because this is the foundation for the whole Travis picking pattern. Now, you just keep doing that. I'm just going to throw in the rest of the pattern, but you just watch my thumb. I won't change it. There we go. That was better. Now it's the thumb by itself. Now the pattern again. Here we go. So not actually much else happening in there. It's just mostly that thumb. So now we speed that up a little bit more, just a little bit more thumb. Okay, so that's the right hand. Now we're going to add one more step to that so we can progress. So this is for guys out there struggling to do that pattern, or maybe you think they might be missing something. So here we go. Yeah, that's right, Maximus. It's the dust in the wind pattern. It's such a cool thing. Dust in the wind pattern. So here we go. So we've got the outside 2 first notes. So the first part of this pattern, 2nd finger, okay, is going to play the 2nd string. And we're going to do the thumb at the same time. And it becomes kind of like a little, that motion there. All they're doing is kind of twisting towards each other. And then all I want you to do is the thumb. We're going to do 4 thumb notes. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 1, we're going to add in that 2nd string note. And the rest are just going to be the same with the thumb. So we're going to hit, it'll sound like this. Together. Thumb, 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 okay? If we do that again without stopping, just like that, because the thumb is what it's all about. Now this pattern, if the thumb stops at any point, it's a bit like the tick-tock. In fact, it's exactly like the tick-tock of our strumming patterns. If you know about my videos before, you guys probably all do. And if I do that real fast, and if you're confident, you can have a go at doing that to that speed. Next step, you can rest your left hand if you want. And let's change our left. My little A minor is getting sore. So we're going to do our, oh, Mark said A minor is sore. Let's do a C and then have a go at doing the same thing. Okay, now we're going to add one more note, okay? Now this next note is going to be the hard one to add. So we're going to try it. We're going to do the same thing at the start. Then we're going to do the thumb. And then the first finger is going to play straight after it. So it's going to sound like this. And again. A couple more times for you guys. One more time. And then we're going to do all together. Okay, so all together. And we're going to add the bass note, which is the thumb note again and the thumb note again. Okay, so. See, Magic, you're having problems with your sausage fingers, are you, mate? Honestly, it's not a problem sorting out sausage fingers. Doesn't matter how fat your fingers are. I've taught guys with the fattest fingers, and it's not a problem. It's just a matter of persevering and getting those calluses at the end of your fingers. So, and by the way, if anyone was tuning in a half an hour early at 1 o'clock, we had some time differences on the YouTube channel set up wrongly with my computer. So I hope that's not affecting too many guys out there. So here we go. We're going to do this whole thing again together, first and first finger. So thumb together, thumb, first finger, thumb, thumb. So we're halfway through the pattern. But that thumb is the important part. And as far as chords go, I know you want to do some cool chords there. The left hand part is so easy to do because all we're doing is changing chords per pattern. So at the moment, we're just going to leave it for the right hand because this is the most important bit right here, guys. Everyone wants to watch the sexy stuff going on down here, but the sexy stuff is happening actually here, because if you can get this going, the freedom to change chords is so easy. So next step, okay, guys, if you've got that, if you haven't got that, go back to step 1, which is just the 1 note, and just do that more longer. And then eventually you'll be able to try the next part. And the important thing, you'll see there's a natural tick-tock in there. 1, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. See the thumbs tick-tocking? It's kind of constantly tick. That's what gives us our rhythm. So if we don't have that pulse in there, we lose that pattern. So next step to that, we're going to do the outside 2 notes individually. So you're going to go thumb, finger. So we're going to go together, thumb, finger, one after the other outside. So thumb, second finger. And then we just do a bass note by itself. So we're almost there. And the important thing is we've never stopped doing the thumb continuously. And I'll show you from another angle because that's not very fair, is it? Let's do it again. So here we go. The first one was this. The second one is this one. Those following along, try the next one. So we're going to go. Cool. And the important thing here, guys, is to not rush this thumb. I'm going to do one more part of this. That's the whole pattern. And then I'm going to show you some really cool stuff that a lot of people might be neglecting when they do this. Okay, so hang in there, guys. Tracy, I see you, Tracy. Tracy Ashworth, how do you like that? All over YouTube now. Now we've got one more note to add, which is the upstroke or the up picking of that first finger. So we're adding that very last note to it. Now, if you don't have that at this stage, it doesn't matter. Go back to the thumb, 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 thumb. Okay, go back to that and start again. It doesn't, it might take you maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, but it's not long in the course of your guitar playing lifetime to spend this time getting this thumb thing right. So I'm going to go over so that's the pattern again. And I'll show you slowly. Because the thumb is just going really important. So the bit that people really forget with this pattern, and this bit is the bit that really frustrates people, is the gap after the very first 2 notes. So we're playing this first part here, right? And I'm probably sounding a bit distant from the microphone, but so here's my, sorry, do I see again? There's that first pick, there's a gap after that where nothing happens. And then after that, it's continuous notes. Isn't it? So that if you don't do the gap, it sounds like this. Can you hear how that's not quite right? Because the thumb's going thumb, thumb, instead of going thumb, 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 thumb. It's going thumb, 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 thumb. So what we need to be aware of is the gap. And I think, I would say when I teach this pattern, of all the students I teach this pattern, which is a huge amount, probably over 1,000 students now I've taught around the world, I'd say probably more than that, to be honest. This is the bit that everybody pretty much gets wrong. Very rarely do people put that gap in there. Gap after that thumb, okay? So that's really important to do. So the way we practice that, we just go back to doing exactly what we did right at the beginning of this whole video, okay? So let's go to the next step of this, shall we? Let's do what happens when we go to a G chord, okay? Because the bass note is now the top string. Well, the right hand's 2 fingers, these 2 fingers, we're going to keep them in the same spot. They don't have to. as a rule. They don't have to. We can move them wherever we want to. But we're going to keep those two fingers in charge of the second and third strings. Now the thumb, in this case, I like it when the thumb goes from the sixth string, it's hard to say that, to the fourth string. So it's going to go, it's literally the same movement, but we're just skipping across a string. So it sounds like this. I'll show you that angle. Slight right down. And you'll notice my thumb is forward. This is the other problem people have with the guitar, with the fingerstyle. Their thumb is not straight and forward. Their thumb is here. So they end up with... Can you see that? That is ugly. And it's really quite stressful on my right hand. It doesn't feel nice. Whereas that, I can go all day long. And it kind of separates that thumb. And the thumb, the lowest it can go, it sort of hits the fingers, which means you've got it right. But the problem is, when I go to look down at this pattern, I can't see my hand. I can't see my fingers because it's in the way. And that's why we learn like this. It's really not a good thing. So we want you to be looking down, not looking down, just feeling it. So any chord that has a G in it, any chord that has a bass note on the sixth string. So in this case, we've got a G. We can do a D with a F sharp bass, which is the D with the thumb on top. One of my favorites. E minor, or E major, or F bar chord. That's just a D with an F sharp bass with the bottom finger off. G. So there's lots of options for that top string. And the only other one we've got to worry about is the D string. So the fourth string, when we're doing a D chord, it's the same thing, but all we're doing is move that exact pattern we did for the fourth strings in the middle for the A minor and the C. We just move our hand down a string. So the first finger is now in charge of the second, and the third finger is in charge, second finger is in charge of the first string. And then our thumb is just doing the fourth string and the third string as bass notes. So the D is my D chord on the left, and the right hand is... Thank you, Roy. Thanks for that, mate. Hello from Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I hope I said that right. There's a lot of S's in that. So I really like doing like alternating between those. And then if you combine all the stuff from my other videos, guys, which you probably love, which I think you guys really get into, based on all the Skype lessons I've been doing with different people around the world, you guys are really enjoying the awesomizing series, yeah? Which is probably, unfortunately, it's the only name. Look at that, Mark the Awesomizing Guitar Guy from Rahat. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, the awesomizing thing is really cool. It's unfortunately there's probably a cooler name for it, but I quite like awesomizing. Like I say, t-shirts coming soon. Awesomized yourself. When you awesomeize something, like let's say we're doing a C chord, and Dust in the Wind's a great example of this song. This thing, we do that pattern, and we just add our little finger to the third fret there, and we have Dust in the Wind going on for the C chord. So it's in the second string, and then it comes off, just a normal C. Then we take our first finger off, the little finger back on. So that's kind of nice to do. Or you can do things where you do that. You can do a thing where you do a hammer on as a good awesomizing thing, as you see. And by the way, the speed of that I'm playing there is very fast, obviously. But once you have this pattern down, once you have it so solid, speeding up is not a problem. You don't put any more tension into it. You just simply go faster, and it just plays beautifully because it's programmed into that subconscious. And you just got to get used to changing to different chords. So with your bass note, if you want to play this progression, this so I'll just make this stuff up on the spot, but I'm doing a C, normal C, to a G, doing two patterns to a D minor 7. That was D minor 7 is 1, first finger flat over the bottom 2 strings, and the second finger plays this note from the D minor, 2nd fret, 3rd string. So it's 0, 2, 1, 1, and that's a really nice chord. Hard chord to play though, because you've got to get a really funny angle. Another way you might play it is 2 fingers here and then another finger here. You've got to get used to that shape though. And then that last chord, I really love this F. This F is, instead of doing a normal F chord, which sounds great too, but this F, I have an open G note in there. So what they'll do with that one, I've got my thumb on the top, and my first finger is playing as the bottom 2 strings, and my 3rd finger is playing the 3rd fret on the 4th string. So the bottom 4 strings is 3, 0. 0 is the interesting bit, and then 1, 1. And then my thumb just hooks over the top at the F, and I just love that chord. I think it's just so pretty. And sometimes I'll play my 3rd finger, will come in and play that bottom string. I might awesomize that G instead of just doing a G. I might go. Now that G I'm literally doing 2 fingers. I've got the bass note covered with my 2nd finger. My 1st finger is playing the 3rd string, 2nd fret only, and I've got lots of open notes around it. And so I've got this, and I think it's just such a pretty awesomizer of that G. Sometimes nice to go between those. Hey Terry, how are ya? Your daughter plays better than you. You need to go and get some lessons from her, mate. She's 14 years old and still learning. Isn't it cool how much fingerstyles has taken off, and now everyone wants to play fingerstyle? It's so cool. Problem is, no one's playing with a pick anymore. What's going on with that? So yeah, that's a nice little awesomizing thing, like with using those awesomizing chords during fingerstyle. Hammer-ons are a lovely thing to do. So if you've got an A minor, for example, I like to hammer on that 1st finger. I just did a lesson a couple of hours ago with a guy. We were doing that with, I think it was with Dan actually. With Dan, we were doing that. We're doing a hammer-on. We're adding that into a fingerstyle pattern. So, or actually, no, we might have been doing that in a strumming pattern. We're doing it in a strumming pattern, that's right. We're moving up to this, doing it with a fingerstyle, but you can hear how cool it is, because if we do a D, now if I get lost with my pattern, I get a bit lost. I just start going, keep my thumb going. As long as my thumb's doing that, I'm good. Add whatever I want into the rest of it, which leads me on to the last thing that I want to do. Oopsie, please can I see the other pattern with the G and B, G and D? Okay, so the pattern with a G with a B bass, is that what you're saying? So G with a B bass, as I'm thinking what you think. So G with a B bass, here's a G, and the B bass is this one here. So literally you just pick it as if you're picking the A minor. So because that becomes the bass note, so you literally just pick. And there's different ways of playing this chord, of doing the same thing with the right hand. Oh, sorry, I just knocked the camera. That's so professional of me. Here we go. So we're going to go. That's how I like to do it for the G with the B bass. So you're going from a C. You could do it that way, or you could do it in the left hand. You could go 3 fingers there, and you could do that way of changing to a B. I call it a B minor 1 for some reason, because it's almost a B minor, but it's a G with a B bass into the A minor. Is that one? The other one was a D, G and D. Is that what you mean, a G chord and a D chord? Or do you mean G and G with a D chord with a G bass? Might have to. Oh, is that it? Yeah, but not with the dust and wind pattern. You showed another one. Not with it. I'm not sure what another pattern. Well, I'm going to stick with this pattern for now, though, guys. This is the Travis picking. So I'm going to show you one more thing that you can do with this Travis picking that is super cool. And it's I'll play it first, and I'll explain how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to do a C chord on the left hand. In fact, I'll do a C7. Okay, and it's going to sound like this. Okay, so how did I do that? This is a combination of things now. So I've got a Travis picking style going on with my right hand, right? But I'm actually doing a swing version of that. So instead of going robotic, like like I did for the normal Travis picking, this is a swing version. So it's going to have this ta 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 ta. If I tapped it out, we can see ta 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 ta. It didn't help. So it's going to go dun ta ka tick ka tick. So if I tick tock, so it does that, and I do that same thing. And the other thing is I'm going to alternate the bass note. Instead of going 1 2 1 2 each note with my right hand, same two notes, I'm going to go up to the bottom note and then back down again, and at the same time I'm going to lift my third finger up to play that bass note. So you'll see it. I'll do it again. So I'm going the bass note, and then my third finger goes up, and I'm going to play those two notes. So it goes from the string wise, it goes 5 4 6 4 6 5 4 6 4 5 4 6 while I'm holding down the C7 chord. And if I do that correctly, it should sound. And the other one more thing, there's a lot of things here. Palm on, but just do one at a time, guys. So try first doing the swing style. So it sounds like that. Then we try alternating the bass note. Then we add in palm muting. So the palm muting is just right here, okay? And we added that in and we get this. And the cool thing about this pattern is it's all about that thumb even more so, because if that wasn't in there, we wouldn't have that cool groove. And I can play a few strings, or I can just do individual strings. And if I add my fingers in there as well. Now, if I take away my fingers and just do every now and again, add a few parts of that in, you can sort of throw in. I can get quite creative with those fingers, but as long as my thumb's pumping away there, it sounds super cool. So there's another version of it. So that's using a C7. I like to use it in G, because then you do the like a G, I did this called G7 here, which is I can 3 0 3 0 3, and I just use those strings, and I lift that G, that 7th note off and on, which is this one here. Or if I do a G this way, or so what happened there? There's lots going on there, but there's a C7 chord. To play a D7 chord with the same one, so all I'm doing is my C7, 2 frets higher, exactly the same shape as the C was. And now it's a D, because there is my D note there. My D note is here. My chord is exactly the same. And I just do the same thing with this finger. Goes to the bass note, down, and into the bass note again. So I end up with a. So that becomes my D and my C. And if you really wanted to, you could string that same shape. Instead of going to G, you go all the way up to the G on that same string. Then I'm gonna play my fingerstyle. Playing Playing some country tunes in Travis Picking. Go to D, down to C soon, and back to resolve the G. Keep that same pattern going on, yeah. Let's try it again. And down to C. Oops, using the screen on here to guide me. Back to G. 10th fret, by the way, guys. My third finger's going to the 10th fret for the G. Then the 5th fret for the D. Down to the C. Then to G again. Etc. etc. Oh, I'm exhausted. No. Hey guys, hopefully, I'll put the camera up so you can see my sexy face. Hopefully you guys have gotten something out of that. I'm just trying to mix up these live streams for you guys to make them educational and informative and hopefully entertaining at the same time. And so you're not just watching it. You can watch this back if you're watching YouTube and watching this thing pre-recorded long time ago. You can still get something out of that. I recommend for the fingerstyle buffs out there that haven't got this pattern down, you go and check out my other video on this. So it's called the most important picking pattern in the world or something like that. I forget names of things. I'm terrible like that. I should have that written down. It'll probably pop up. Otherwise, go to the beginning of this video and just follow it through. But I would say start with the Travis picking style that I've done a video on already recently. So it's the video prior to this one, I think. So if you go and check that out, you'll have a massive bit of leverage at that point, and then you're about to add this stuff. But I haven't been chatting as much as with you guys as I would normally, but I'm trying to concentrate on this video that I've been doing for you guys. My screen's over here, by the way. That's why I'm looking away, just to see what you guys are saying. So sounds pretty cool. Thank you, Terry. And thank you, Maximus, for commenting so much. It's really, really cool. And what do you got? So, is that Saron? Saron from Pennsylvania. Thank you for sharing. That's not a problem. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying doing these things. I'm still nutting out some little bugs and issues. And each time we're going to improve on the sound quality and the video quality as we go doing this live streaming thing. I love you guys. I hope you're playing guitar, and I hope you're playing better than ever. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Hit me up if you want a Skype lesson. I'm going to do some more video shooting today and some more Skype lessons later on today. So if you want a Skype lesson, go to Facebook, click on the Book Now button, and we can meet up one-on-one. It's no pressure, no stress. We're just going to have a good time, and I'm going to make you sound way better than you did before. And you're not even going to notice it. It's going to be like, I didn't even notice that happened. So you guys have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. I'm going to have some lunch because I went to the gym, and I am knackered. So we'll see you guys next time. Love you guys.